emoji.
Hello, Stargazer.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Ride into the sunset bullseye.
We'll stand by.
That's clever. That's very clever. That's very clever, Stargazer. That is very clever.
Sorry, I'm bored, so why not?
I feel you there.
I am having a good time, emoji eyes.
Departing.
That's good.
Please select a landing zone. Heading to Mother Base.
Just to clarify something, you know a girl that was a leader in a community and claimed that you were cheating because you were talking to them in a... Just to clarify something, you know a girl that was a leader in a community and claimed that you were cheating because you were talking to them in a... Just to clarify something, you know a girl that was a leader in a community and claimed that you were cheating because you were talking to them in a... That was a long time ago. That's me. You, Jasmine. Yup. Oh hey and sorry. Well, it hurt for a while and I was in a mental hospital for a week, but I'm over it.
Boss, you're the leader of the pack. Folks start worrying when you're gone too long.
Welcome home, boss. Boss.
Where are your friends? Spit it out.
That's what she said, spit it out.
Train with me, boss.
Lol, I missed you.
Thank you, boss.
Why? Like you blocked me then said you missed me, emoji happy tears, like boy I. You blocks me.
Marker placed.
I didn't. I have no one in my blocked list except a person from school because they turned into a bully. Was it on FB? No Snapchat. I will unblock you. Okay, what is your snap?
Please specify a project.
I don't remember. Emoji wide smile. Well, re-add me, Jasai Gamer.
It won't let me add you and you're not on my block list.
Supplies requested.
Point double check.
You there, star? I am. You not blocked. Probably just on a dead me. And it won't let me at you. Snake.
Please select a mission.
Let me see.
Mission accepted.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer. Every night, I can feel my leg, and my arm, even my fingers. The body I've lost. The comrades I've lost.
Funny thing, I was the one who blocked you. Emoji happy tears.
I knew it.
I'm the one
I
who got
knew
caught
it.
up with Cypher. A group above nations. Even the U.S.
Its head
And I was the
repeatedly on
parasite
the
below,
wall.
feeding off Zero's power.
It's okay.
They keep empty out Cyprus.
I like how it added my custom character up in here.
Cypher just keeps growing. Swallowing everything in its path. Getting bigger and bigger. Who knows how big now? Boss. I'm gonna make him give back our past. Take back everything that we've lost. And I won't rest
I can also say that's what she said so many times in this game. Emoji happy tears.
Our new mother base. I don't know how long it'll take, but I'll make it bigger. Better than before.
Gosh. What should I do?
Boss,
Tell me. Tell me like you used to.
Well, you can add me now. LOL. Okay. I will now. Doki doki.
Things have changed, boss. We pull in money, recruits, just to combat Cypher. Rubbing our noses in bloody battlefield dirt. All for revenge. The world calls for wet work, and we answer. No greater good. No just cause.
Gosh.
Cypher sent us to hell. But we're going even deeper.
I know. I'm already a demon. Heaven's not that kind of place anyway.
Dogs of war for 9 whole years. That ends today. Now you're not sleeping, and we're not junkyard hounds. We're diamond dogs.
Just to warn you, a lot of stuff changed about me.
Let them talk.
We can crush Cypher, boss. And you can build the army that can do it.
Just one thing, Kaz. This isn't about the past. We're fighting for the future.
This base belongs... Go for them, not me. This base belongs... That's enough. This base belongs to you. Make Diamond Dogs the force it deserves to be. Like any organization, we need good people. And we need to make good use of their talents. Miller asked me to lay that out for you. Start bringing people in. Use this. It's a Fulton recovery device. When you're in the field, use it to extract any soldiers or prisoners you want back here. And we'll see if we can't persuade them to join the ranks of Diamond Dogs. Go on. Test it out on the staff here. Anyone you want. First, it's an honor. You have a tranquilizer gun, don't you?
It's an honor, boss.
Now extract. Out like a light. Now approach him and extract.
going to watch other videos. I will talk to you on Snap and maybe stop later your live
Extraction complete.
stream.
You can only Fulton recover someone if they're not resistant. No dead bodies either. They don't make great recruits. The staff member you just extracted will be assigned to the team best suited to his abilities. See for yourself. Open your eye droid.
Select staff management.
So that staff member was placed on the R&D team. The R&D team is in charge of developing all kinds of weapons and items that will support you on missions. Take a look at the development list.
Select weapons items under the development heading.
That's the R&D team's development list. See the item called cardboard box? Doesn't seem much use to me, but Miller was adamant that you'd want it on the list. The last word in infiltration technology. Or so he said. In any case, we don't have the manpower to develop it just yet. We need more staff on the team. Go extract a few more people. Boss, Pupiak, you can also Fulton extract individuals you've knocked out. Why don't you try knocking someone else? Show them how it's done. Excellent. Now Fulton extractions will always be successful. If a person is injured, the shock of it could kill them. And if the weather's unfavorable, it could end up going missing. You can achieve success by approaching the person you want to extract. If you want to be sure you can get them out, best carry them to the chopper instead. All right. Extract the next step. Start by knocking the box. Now that we have more each level is long. You should be able to develop a cardboard box. Open your eyes.
Select weapons items under the development.
Now select the cardboard box and start development. Be aware that development requires funds.
Development has finished. You can have the support unit supply you with weapons and items you develop. Think of it as your own personal delivery service.
And there it is. Not sure what it's good for, but we'll say so. Try it out. One last thing. Staff members you extracted were all placed on the R&D team, but that was Miller's decision. If you think they belong somewhere else, feel free to move them around. That about does it. You won't make any GMP or find recruits hanging around here. Board the chopper when you're ready for a mission. Open your eye droid and select the landing zone to tell it where to pick you. Or if you're still in the mood for knocking guys on their asses, stay around here a while. Just come pay me a visit. Boss, let's practice your CQC. Begin by grabbing. This isn't the time. Once you grab someone, you're free to do as you like. Interrogate him, knock him out, kill him. Scratch that last one for now. Go ahead and knock him out. Good. Extract the staff member. Strike an adversary repeatedly to knock him out. Go on and extract him.
Thank you.
Strike an adversary repeatedly to knock him out. He'll stay unconscious for longer than if you throw him. Starting to feel like yourself again? The rest will fall into place with some time. Go ahead and call the chopper from your eyes.
Thanks.
Hi.
Boss.
I fucking love this game.
I like it too. I'm just doing a flashback at the moment.
Please select landing.
This is B-Squad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Squad. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude.
Arrived in Nautilus.
He said I was in a British military hospital. But the doctor had a Greek accent.
They hire locally. Easier to trust them. Dekelia is also home to Greek Cypriots, after all.
What about the Turks? They haven't returned to the south.
Not yet. The Cyprus dispute is still a long way from resolved. The country is just as split as it was in '74. Turkish Cypriots in the north, Greek Cypriots in the south. Between them, the Green Line, the UN established.
And Dekelia sits right on top of it.
It does. Part of the buffer zone between the two groups. Another reason it was the perfect place to hide you. Easy to spot any outsiders snooping around.
So how do things stand?
Now, last year, the Turks declared that the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus is an independent state. Though it's only Turkey that recognizes it. In the past, the Greeks and Turks lived side by side in the same villages. There are reasons to fight. Those came from the outside. Greece, Turkey, Britain, America. They all had their own stake in pitting the two sides against each other. But once you spark something like this, it's impossible to control. Both sides build up grudges like death, without the foresight to see that each act of revenge just fans the flames. And then it's too late for other nations to rush in with peace talks. The embers keep on smoldering. Each nation's arrogance only breeds anarchy. The world is paralyzed by its hunger for revenge. Cyprus is no different. You were hospitalized in Dekelia, a British sovereign base area on Cyprus. It's part of British overseas territory that falls outside of Cypriot jurisdiction. You got moved from Cuba's Little America right into Cyprus's Little Britain.
Why Dekelia?
The UK and the US remain close allies. The last place Cypher would think to look for you is inside their own system. That's what kept you safe in British military hospital for 9 years. The safest place from a whale is inside its own belly. You were a regular Geppetto.
Well, it wasn't Pinocchio who led me out to safety. So who was that guy?
Cypher went so far as to attack British territory, burning their own ally. That's how badly they wanted you dead.
He said I was in a British military hospital. But the doctor had a Greek. 'Cause 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 ' We're changing ships.
We can't go sailing the Suez in a whaler.
The Suez Canal. When did they reopen?
Not long after you were attacked. Once they finished sweeping it for mines after the Arab-Israeli... Can you stand? We've got to transfer to a container ship or passage through the Suez. Our destination is Pakistan, Afghanistan's neighbor to the south. There we disembark and head via Peshawar to the Zero Line, the border. We'll travel to the Khyber Pass by road.
And then?
We continue on horseback. Afghanistan's main roads are under Soviet control. We'll need to go around them. It'll be all narrow, winding paths through the mountains. We'll do better on horseback. It's a local guerrilla tactic. They use the higher ridges to avoid air recons. Then they charge down the mountains for ambushes. The Soviets still haven't devised a counter-strategy. Our time frame is only half as much as we really need. It'll be a tough march.
Better horses than boats.
Well, it'll make for good physiotherapy. Take the time to get used to that new arm.
While the Soviets have indicated they are not participating in the Los Angeles Olympics, primarily because the United States has made no attempt to guarantee the safety of the Soviet Union's athletes, the United States is increasingly demonstrating the belief that the issue has nothing to do with its preparations, and in fact this is retaliation for the Western nations' boycott of the previous Moscow Olympics. That concludes today's news.
That's quite some news.
The Soviet Union not attending the LA Olympics? Yeah. Andropov's death has changed some things. They're calling it revenge for the Western boycott of the Moscow Olympics.
Countries boycotted the Moscow Olympics.
Yes. In protest of the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan. Over 50 countries were absent. It's too bad I didn't get to see Yamashita's judo. When the 40th Army crossed the Amu River 4 years ago, détente went right out the window. The U.S. Congress chose not to ratify SALT II, and Reagan's hardline politics won him the presidency in a landslide. According to him, the Soviet Union's an evil empire.
The Second Cold War.
And there's been no end to regional conflicts and civil wars. Lebanon, the Falklands, Grenada, Iran, Iraq. The story never changes.
Egypt and Israel did sign a peace treaty. But then the driving force on the Egyptian side, President Sadat, was assassinated afterward. Apparently his actions were considered a betrayal of his fellow Arabs. Islamic extremists?
Yes. Fundamentalist extremists have been responsible for some bold acts of terrorism in recent years.
We've had extremist students in Iran take U.S. embassy workers hostage, and suicide bombings in Lebanon. Over 300 foreign soldiers stationed there have been killed.
The countries have yet to develop an effective means of dealing with terrorism. Afraid of losing their own men, they pulled their forces out, handing private forces a golden opportunity.
Private forces?
Small armies with no national affiliation, working for the highest bidder. That's right, they got the idea from you. After Mother Base went down, they began spreading to meet the soaring demand. Miller's organization is just one of many PFs now. The entire world is after you. But at the same time, it needs you too. Miller told me about what happened in the Caribbean 9 years ago. You do remember Miller. You'd formed a private army with him. An army with no allegiance to a nation.
I remember, but...
I see. You're not sure what's fact and what's a fantasy caused by the coma. It's still all a mess. All I can do is tell you the facts as they were told to me. I've gone easy on you up until now. But this is where the hard stuff begins. 1974, the year before you entered your coma. You were in Colombia, operating with a small unit of men. Basically mercenaries. Miller was among them. Miller was trying to find a way to turn his and your talents into a line of work. He was looking to start a business where you would fight on behalf of others around the world, those who needed military force. But the reality was, at that time, you didn't have enough gear to equip your own men. Then Miller came across this client. It was a huge job he was offering, but you had a shot at pulling it off. You accepted it and headed into Costa Rica. The client even threw in an offshore facility in the Caribbean. The Mother Base, that would be your new base of operations. Miller sure did have a head for business. As your mission went on, your unit grew and grew. More weapons, more money. Before you knew it, you were commanding 300 men.
As the organization got bigger, your military powers swelled to match. It got so the international community couldn't afford to ignore you. You were just too damn successful for your own good. You, your men, had worn out your welcome. Everyone was out for you. East, west, first world, third. It was only a matter of time before someone took you down. And that was XOF. Officially, they're an anti-terror unit under the CIA. In reality, they're Cypher's private strike force. They lured you to Cuba using Chico, the Nicaraguan revolutionary kid, and Paz, a mole who worked for Cypher as bait. While you were gone, XOF, posing as a nuclear inspection team, stormed Mother Base. At the same time, C4 they placed on the strut legs went off. The whole thing went down in minutes. XOF. Kisses and hugs followed by a big F you. All because of Miller's blind spot. A back door into Mother Base no one suspected. You remember a certain scientist. Huey was responsible for bringing the inspection team on board, giving the enemy a perfect opportunity to hit you at home. You were returning from Cuba when it happened. Mother Base came damn close to taking you with it into the Caribbean. Those of your men out on assignment returned right away.
prisoner at the Wak Sin barracks. You need to find him and get him out. He tried to defect from the base camp up north, but it didn't work out. Now they're holding him at Wak Sin. He's offered his technical skills to us as long as we can guarantee his safety. You have to extract the target.
Boss, your target just happens to be the man who developed your prosthetic hand. And he's the only one capable of maintaining it. If we bring him in, I'm sure he'll be able to modify it in all kinds of ways as well.
Be careful down there, boss.
So when sandstorms come in, sandstorms effectively make you blind and deaf. But that goes for the enemy too. Use the situation to your advantage.
That's the Wak Sin barracks. The target is somewhere inside that outpost. The Soviets consider him a traitor now, so he'll be treated like any other prisoner. target should be somewhere in that area. You're gonna need more information to pinpoint a location. The target should be somewhere in that area. this region together. It's huge, and its position in the mountains makes it hard to attack. Don't take this one lightly. That building's only half finished, but looks like someone's in there. You see a lot of that around here. Pick up a building and just keep adding more as you need it. You've entered a building. Always keep an escape route in mind when you head indoors. If you get surrounded, you'll have nowhere to run.
Kidding around. Snake? Snake!
Seems like ever since I left you,